President Muhammadu Buhari has said that most of the youth from the northern part of the country are either uneducated or school dropout. He also said God will judge past leaders who misgovern the country. Buhari said because Nigerian media only do what they like, they refuse to highlight the explanation in his recent statement. It was widely quoted as describing a lot of Nigerian youth as lazy. The president said this in an interview he granted with Voice of America Hausa service in Washington. When asked about the reported comment on Nigerian youth while in London for the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, Buhari said the media only preferred to report what they like instead of concentrating on developmental journalism. Buhari said, they say we are between 180 and 200 million people in Nigeria, and 60% are youth below the age of 30. In the north, for instance, most have not attended school or they abandoned halfway. According to him, if not because there were favorable rainfall in the past 2 seasons, most of them would have had no job but idling away.
Nigerian workers on May Day threatened to use their electoral power come 2019 general elections against any government that refuses to pay the new minimum wage currently being negotiated in the country. The workers also warned against any attempt to renegotiate their demand for 66,500 naira as the new minimum wage in the country. National President Nigerian Labour Congress Ayuba Mwaba issued the threat in Abuja in his message to the Nigerian workers to mark International Day for Workers. Earlier, Speaker of House of Representatives Yakubu Dogara pledged that lawmakers would pass the minimum wage bill if it is presented to them by the executive. Currently, Nigerian workers take home 18,000 naira as minimum wage, which is less than $100 per month.
The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, has said in Abuja that the House is ready to pass the minimum wage bill as legislature awaits the executive to forward the bill for upward review. Dogara, in a statement to mark 2018 Workers' Day celebration signed by his special advisor on media and public affairs, Turaki Azan, reiterated the desire of the House to provide a better life for workers. The Speaker said he was not unmindful of the struggle and the hardship faced by Nigerian workers in their daily lives. According to him, this is why the National Assembly is committed to putting more resources in the hand of the worker. He expressed optimism that the Federal Government Committee on Minimum Wage, currently conducting public hearings across the 6th geopolitical zone in the country, will soon conclude its assignment. At least 25 people, excluding 2 male suicide bombers, were killed in a twin suicide bomb explosion which rocked a mosque in a popular Kaswangonjo area of Mobi, Adamawa State on Tuesday. The police, in their preliminary report, indicated that the mastermind of the explosions were 2 adult males suspected to be Boko Haram members. Adamawa State Commissioner of Police Abdullah Yerima said the explosion, which rocked the suburb of Mobi, was carried out by 2 males. He said the first explosion occurred inside a mosque where worshippers had converged for 1 p.m. prayer. Scores were injured in the attacks and were receiving treatment at various hospitals in Mobi. However, the principal medical officer at the Mobi General Hospital, Dr. Esra Sakawa, said many people who were injured in the attack were being treated at the health facility. Sakawa put the number of dead victims at 27, adding that 56 others were injured. The police spokesman Abubakar, who confirmed the incident on telephone, however, said the casualty figure could be higher. Also, the chairman of Mobi North Local Government, Musa Bello, who confirmed the incident moment after it occurred around 1:30 p.m. on Tuesday, said several corpses were being evacuated to various hospitals within Mobi Township. He said several market goers were injured in the explosion.
$138 billion have been set aside to strengthen basic education system in Nigeria. Minister of Education Malam Adamu made this known at an event to flag off the 2018 National Planning Audit in Abuja. He said the money was earmarked to strengthen basic education system in the last 3 years. While launching the 2018 National Planning Audit, the minister said the exercise will establish a strong foundation for the emergence of a sound management information system.
In line with this commitment, this administration from 2015 to date has released the sum of 138 billion as matching grant. These funds are being accessed by states and the FCT after paying their counterpart contributions. As enshrined in Section 9F and I of the UBEC Act, the Commission is mandated to carry out, in concert with the states and local governments, at regular intervals, a personnel audit of teaching and non-teaching staff of all basic education institutions in Nigeria.
Earlier, the Executive Secretary, Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, Dr. Amit Boboy, noted that the Commission is working with National Population Commission to determine the number of out-of-school children in the country through the NPA.
The major objectives of the 2018 National Personnel Audit include creating a reliable database on people's enrollment, determining the number and quality of teaching and non-teaching staff in the subsector, determining the adequacy or otherwise of infrastructural facilities in our school system, working in collaboration with the National Population Commission to determine the number of out-of-school children, a figure that had eluded us for a long time, and providing an authentic mapping for schools in the country using the geographic information system to identify gaps within the system and enhance effective planning. And finally, advising the government on the way forward on issues arising from this exercise.
UNICEF representative at the event said much information is needed for planning of education in Nigeria. In Abuja, LM Chukwuemeka reports.
A former Lagos State Commissioner of Information, Opeyemi Bamidele, has vowed not to step down for anyone ahead of Saturday governorship primary election of All Progressive Congress in Ekiti. Bamidele, an aspirant, made the vow while addressing delegates for the primary in Ado-Ekiti, describing laughable the rumors making around that he had stepped down. He said there was no reason for him to quit when he was convinced that he had a good chance of clinching the party's ticket. Bamidele stated that with the assurance given by the APC national leader Bola Tinubu and other leaders of the party at a meeting held in Lagos, he had no reason to doubt the credibility of the process. He said he expected the party leader to conduct a free, fair, credible primary election that would produce a strong candidate capable of defeating the candidate of the ruling People Democratic Party. Social Democratic Party has announced May 10, 2018 as a day of the party governorship primary ahead of July 14 governorship election in Ekiti State. Among the contestants for the party ticket are Olamide Oni, a serving member of the House of Representatives who defected from APC to the party, a former deputy governor of the state, Chief Adebisi Omoyeni, former ambassador to Canada, Chief Dare Bajide, and Mr. Oladele Ayegbusi, among others. Engineer Bankole Oludele, the SDP secretary in the state, who announced this to newsmen in Ado-Ekiti, also declared that the readiness of the party to organize a credible, free, and fair governorship primary. He noted that the primary will be held at SDP State Secretariat along Inyo Road, Basiri, Ado-Ekiti, while the party will flag off its campaign on May 15 and end the same on July 12. It declared that the party was posed to display the ruling People Democratic Party and the opposition or Progressive Congress to win July 14 governorship election. Ekiti SDP scribe explained that the 5th of May has been slated for World Congresses to elect delegates who are to vote at the primary, while claim and objection are to be received between the 7th and 8th of May 2018. Describing SDP as the third force, Oludele claimed that the party has been receiving new members on a daily basis who believe in its manifesto.